Future City Living on the Moon, 6th grade edition. This year things are a little bit different. It will be a virtual competition and we will be doing our research and things virtually this year. The 2021 challenge is Living on the Moon. This year's challenge, Living on the Moon, asks teams to design a futuristic lunar city and provide examples of how the city uses two moon resources to keep its residents safe and healthy. This year there are five different phases that will need to be turned in during the process of this competition. What will your city look like as you're designing your city on the moon? Sixth graders, they complete 5 deliverables along the way. A project plan that helps teams organize their project and stay on track, and 4 other deliverables that showcase their ideas and future city. A 1,500 word essay cannot be over that. It could be slightly under. A scale model, so that's your 3D building, and it needs to be built to scale. So whatever you say 1 inch is equal to, if 1 inch is equal to 50 feet, then everything within your city should be built to that scale. And a slideshow over your scale model. A short creative video presentation, which takes the place of the live presentation, and a Q&A session with the judges. I don't have exact dates on that, but you'll see those dates that they've set up to do that later in the presentation. And here are those dates. The first thing is the essay, which is due on November 20th. December the 11th is the model slideshow. December 14th is the honor statement. January 15th of 2021 is your team video presentation due. January 19th, 2020, the project plan is due. And on January 30th, 2021 through February 6th, 2021, this is when you will have a scheduled Q&A session with the judges. And then sometime after that, in February, they will announce the awards. The graphic at the side gives you points for each part. The project plan is worth 10 points. There is not a rubric for that. Everything else has a rubric. The city essay is, I believe that's 58 points. The city model, which is the actual city, is 65 points. The city presentation is 50 points. And then the city Q&A session with the judges is 25 points. Teams. The students will work in teams at home and in a virtual setting with Ms. Goodwin. We will not build cities at school this year. Competition is open to any 6th grader at I.W. Evans. Teams consist of 3 or more 6th grade students, an educator, an engineer, which hopefully I can find someone that will do that virtually with us, and a parent mentor. So the parent that will serve as the one that's helping to keep the students on track and be sure they're getting their things turned in. Students must be enrolled at I.W. Evans, but not necessarily in the same class. So any 6th grader at I.W. Evans that is either enrolled in face-to-face or enrolled as a remote student is eligible for this competition. 3 students will be responsible for the on-camera part of the video presentation. So you can have as many students on your team as you want to work on it. Parents, I would caution and be sure that these are kids that will work together and be reliable and dependable. And it could be 3 separate students that answer the judges' questions. The first deliverable is the project plan. It consists of 4 parts. The project plan will help you as students and parents stay organized, focused, and on schedule as you complete your future city project deliverables. Part 1 is you set goals. So you complete it during the define. So this is at the very beginning. Your setting goals should be first. Learning the specs, stages, students describe what they hope to achieve by the end of the project. And there's a form for this. Part 2, create a schedule completed during the planning stage. Uh, the design stage, students plans how and when they will complete each deliverable. So a good calendar to keep up with this was very important. Part 3 is conduct check-ins, and that's completing during the do, build it and test, improve, and redesign stage of the engineering process. Students monitor their project's progress to keep on schedule and to meet their goals and see where the plan needs tweaking. So that's something that's going to be updated as they check in. We will have weekly virtual conferences and after school. Those schedules will be coming when I know who is planning on participating. Part 4 is reflect on the project, and that's completed in the review stage and the share it stage. And this is where students reflect on what they accomplished and how they accomplished it. And this is a video. I'm not going to show the video here. This presentation will be out on my website at Ida B. Evans under Pat Goodwin's teacher pages. And I'll set up a special page for Future City. This is a link to the video, and it will walk you through how to fill out the project plan. This is what the project plan looks like, and it is in the manual. The next deliverable is our city essay. It's begin in the plan stage and design it stage. Students write a 1,500 word essay that describes the unique attributes of their city and provides a solution for this year's challenge, which is living on the moon. So you're going to design a lunar city and provide examples of how your city uses 2 moon resources to keep your residents safe and healthy. This deliverable is worth 58 points and is due well before the competition. Further instructions and student handouts in the rubric can be found in the appendix of the manual, and it starts on page 53. This is a video that will go through and help you with knowing how to write your city essay. I've given you the essay rubric. As they go through, they're checking, did you include all the information? And just FYI, it's usually hard to get all that information in within the given frame, and you do have to have a bibliography. And I've given, this is the rubric, what it looks like, and I've given you some samples of essays from some of the finals in 2019. Would suggest you go out there and read them, and that yours look very similar. You can have up to 4 either images, pictures, graphs. That could be a picture of some of your drawings, a picture of your city. There could be a graph that shows some data or statistics that you're talking about. That could be of your technology that you're going to use, futuristic technology that's out there. But you can have up to 4 graphics within your essay. The third one is the city model. And it's in the build it stage, and that is where you build a physical model or multiple model segments of the city. In the past, it's been one single model that fit within a required size. This year, they have lifted that up just a little bit. You're going to submit photos and a brief description of your work in a PDF and using a provided slideshow template. Currently, they do not have the Google version out. I will be sharing that as soon as Future City has it posted. Here's some important notes. Models should be made primarily out of recycled material. Each team may create a single model or multiple segments. And those segments do not have to fit together in any physical format. So they could be different segments of your moon landing. One might be an underground segment, one might be in a crater, one might be in the side of a mountain. One might be just out on the flat surface. Each team must design at least one moving part and demonstrate it in a short video. So there has to be within either the single big model or one of the segments. There has to be at least one moving part, and you have to demonstrate it in a short video. The team will provide a link to the video within their slideshow. I can help with getting links and things put out. Teams will use the provided template to create their slideshow, so I will get that to you as soon as I have it. Remember, there's a $100 total expense budget, and there's a sheet that you have to keep up with your budgeted items for that, and there's more information in the handbook about what you have to count. If it's donated, you still usually have to give it some type of value. If it's something that you might buy at a garage sale, you still have to give it a garage sale value, which is much less than actual cost. So they're really, if you look at the models, they want it to be primarily recycled material, but you do have up to $100. That $100 includes costumes or posters or anything that needs to be made for your presentation. This deliverable, the city model, is worth 65 points and is due prior to the competition. Further instructions and student handouts can be found beginning on page 65 in the rubric, and this is the slideshow template, but this is not the Google one. I turned a PowerPoint into a Google one, so the Google one may be slightly different, but you can make a copy if you want to start playing around with this. And here is the video that they have put out for the city model, and I've also given you the link for the rubric for the city model. Be sure that on that rubric you can check off everything to help improve your scores. Here are some examples of past cities. These were taken from the gallery on futurecity.org's website. As you can see, they're using a lot of recycled material. In the past, most of them have been on a board, but that fit the dimensions for the requirements. But that's kind of not there this year because of it being virtual. Some I've seen with mirrors in the background. That one might be a mirror. Cardboard painted to look like a city skyline. This one doesn't have well, yes, I think this one is a mirror. They have some type of tram or something going around the top. This is another model. As you can see, it's a lot of recycled material. Here are a couple more models. This one has some side stability. This one is showing a double layer, so maybe they pull something out from under here as they're showing in their thing. This is a lot of cardboard boxes, maybe a plastic drawer storage unit that's turned into a parking garage. Whenever building these models, decide on a scale and stick to that scale is very important. Okay, the deliverable number 4 moves on to the city presentation. And you probably want to start thinking about this during the building stage because you're going to have to present their future city and solutions to this year's challenge in an up to 7-minute video. It cannot be over 7 minutes. This year's presentation will be pre-recorded instead of the live in front of the judges as you have in the past. Video presentations are made by the 3 presenting students and could take several different ways of formatting them. Teams include the model or model segments in the video. You might also include visual aids, and you might be dressed up in a costume that goes along with your presentation. Cost for the presentation materials must be included in that $100 total expense budget. These materials include anything used on the screen for the presentation. It does not include background tools like the phone or computer used to record the video. This delivery is worth 70 points and is submitted prior to the virtual regional competition. And there's a rubric for that, and they begin on page 72. Here's an example video, and I gave you this year's instructions for the city presentation. And then here are a couple more example videos of past finalists. And here is the rubric for the presentation, and there's the link for the rubric. The last deliverable is the city Q&A. This has been conducted live in the past, so it's in our final stage. 3 and only 3 student team members will join the virtual 10-minute question and answer session with the judges. It'll be engineers, technical advisors, city planners, and other related fields. This year, the Q&A will be conducted remotely via a virtual platform and is separate from the city presentations. Judges will ask questions about engineering, the Living on the Moon Challenge, teamwork, the team's future city, anything that relates to your city, how it's built, what are your unique plans, what makes your city special and different from anybody else's. And judging sessions will be scheduled through our regional coordinator, and those were the end of January and through February 6th. I do not have a date at this time specifically. This deliverable is worth 25 points, and you can find more instructions starting on page 77 in the manual. That manual is very important. Keep it kind of like it's your guide for everything. And then there is the video over the Q&A. This is different this year. Normally this is live, face-to-face in front of the panel of judges. And then there is the rubric for the Q&A. And this is a really, really, really good video that I highly suggest you watch. We've got an expert from NASA. We've got some other experts that are involved with exploring the moon and what it takes to live there and some ways that you could use your lunar resources. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at pat.goodwin@bonhamisd.org or at Evans 903-583-2914. Hope this helps. Can't wait to see what you're going to create.